I want to welcome everybody today. We'll wait for our commissioner director.
I'm sorry. I'm Italian.
Hey, I think I'm in the classroom again, Mr. Director. First of all, I want to thank everybody for coming out today as we celebrate Joe Palaia Day. And let me start with my council that's out here. I have Councilman Rob Achera. I have Councilwoman Kelly Terry. And our newest Councilwoman, Geeta Kaplan. We have our Chief of Police, Mike Sorrentino, who's also our manager for a couple days. So thank you. We have a few things we want to take care of before the end of the day. See if I can slip it through. I have Mike Patrico back here, our Director of Recreation. And, of course, his sidekick over there, Jen Nordstrom. Can't beat that team. I have Joe's daughter out here, Denise Palaia, who's an educator and one that I, love dearly. And before we get started, really, I want to call up our Commissioner Director, Tom Arnone, to say a few words. Come on up, Tommy.
So, I can't tell you, and Denise knows, how special it is to, whether it's one person or 1,000 people, to be able to speak about one individual. And it goes way beyond what anybody could ever think. I truly been doing this 28 years, and the reason I'm here, there's no question whatsoever, is because of Joe Palaia. And just a quick little story on why that is, because everybody always asks, well, why is that? Well, obviously there's a process to become a commissioner, and you have to go through, and that's on your party side. And so I had to go through the process, and they asked me to run. And I said, I was really hesitant on it, but finally I said, yeah, I'll run. And so I ran, but ironically, I was running against two other gentlemen, one from Spring Lake and one from Middletown. Now, we all know Middletown is the largest municipality. I didn't stand a chance. But I will tell you what I did do, is I called Joe Palaia, because I needed votes. And it was only the people inside your party. It was former senators, former legislators, former commissioners, former constitutional officers. All those people had votes, and current ones. And I called Joe and I said, Joe, Senator, I didn't say that. I don't think I said it. He goes, stay tuned. Well, that night at the American Hotel, people came in to vote that, actually, quite frankly, most people thought they weren't even living in. And they came in and I won by 2 votes. And there is no question whatsoever. I am sitting up here because of him. And I will tell you, a lot of people say, oh, you're all over the place, you're crazy, the things you do. Well, but I truly do it because I watched what he did. He was my senator when I was met there. But then most importantly, nobody has in common what I have, I think, in all of elected office with Joe. And there's 4 things. First, we're Italian. Second, we're short. Third, we went to Neptune High School. Or he went to Neptune, right? Neptune High School. But most importantly, so think about this, and not putting the political side there.
We both played basketball.
And we both played basketball, and we're both short. But most importantly, out of all of it, Neptune is predominantly a Democratic town, which is fine. It's my hometown. I love Neptune. I'll do anything for Neptune, but that's what it is, and that's fine. There's 3 people in Public Service Hall of Fame there, and it's Harry Larison, Joe Palaia, and myself, and there. So it's so ironic, like the little ties. And if I could be an elected official half the amount that he was, it's an honor. And so that's why anytime his name comes up to be honored, whether it's just you and me, Denise, I'm going to be here for sure. So that's what it is. Thank
you. Mr. Monmouth, as they call him. And the nice thing about Tommy is he is such a good friend to the community. We go back, our families, forever. He grew up in my brother-in-law's house. I want to thank my clerk for being out here, Jessie Joseph. She comes out to all the events for us. And of course, our Historical Society, Paul Edelson. My mother passed away December, and I've been unpacking and going through things, and I found my photo that I needed, which was I don't know if you had this, Tommy, but the first swearing in that I ever had in Interlaken Borough Council, as the first Democrat ever elected, I chose to have your father swear me in, and there I am as a young guy,
Wow, that's
25
awesome.
years ago, and I have to say it was such an honor, and I say this all the time, that if it wasn't for Joe Palaia, I would not be a teacher today, because he was the senator that helped me expedite my license to get me into the education system and get where I am today. And like Tommy won by 2 votes, I lost my re-election in Interlaken Borough Council by 2 votes. So it's pretty funny how things come together. And you know what? The loss is, that loss I attributed to some advice that Senator Palaia gave me at the time. And it was really, really good advice. He said to me at the time, my former spouse was on the Board of Education, and she was the president of the Board of Education. And it was a very small municipality, only 400 registered voters. And Joe said to me, big mistake, John. He said, having your wife at the time on that board and you on council. And you know what? I never forgot what he told me. He said, people don't like it when you've got too many family members involved in situations like that. So I never forgot what Senator Palaia said to me. Now, with that being said, I'd like to call up former councilman, our probably oldest living former councilman, John Huss. Come on, and John, as we were going through a meeting yesterday, we were going through the pictures with Jen, and there's these old pictures of the former council members and a young John Huss and all of the guys, and I knew the names, and I have to tell you something. I love to see the old pictures. To me, it's, you know, I told Jen yesterday, along with Jesse, I'd like to get all these pictures framed and get them up so that people can see the progression of Ocean Township over the years. That's definitely something I want to do. I want to get them framed, and we'll be working on that. So, John, I know you were very, very close with Senator Palaia, so I want you to say a few words.
I think I was more than close. I gotta, you know, follow Tommy. You gotta understand why I'm here today. I guess, is that where we started? But Joe was something else. You know, this township will never be the same without Joe Palaia. He was the instrument that made this town. You talk about catalyst. There's no bigger catalyst than Joe Palaia when it comes to the Township of Ocean. My friend Denise, who I happen to love very much, whether she knows it or not. But I just, you know, a little thing about Joe. Joe, I have a bench up at Rutgers. Joe did his master's at Rutgers. And when it came around, they asked anybody if they want to put up some benches and honor anybody. And I said, yeah, I want to honor Joe Palaia down in Ocean Township. And the bench reads, from educator to legislator, nobody gave us more confidence than Joe Palaia. And that's where, and we have a horse, the bronze horse, and we gave to Joe at his retirement, and the name of it is confidence, that which you gave to our Township of Ocean. Without it, you know, Joe is just a unique individual. The one thing he said to me though, and I used to stop and see him when he was, you know, he had the big chair with 3 TVs, you know, and that's the way Joe's doing, like the last couple of months. Couple of years ago, and he said, John, do me a favor, don't ever let them change the form of government. It is a non-partisan government, not you know, nothing but the words non-partisan. I said to him, I said, you know, it could be tough in the future, and it's getting a little tough in the future. So think about Joe. You want to think about Joe? think about a nonpartisan form of government for the rest of this lifetime. Thanks.
So we always love to hear from John. He has a lot of good advice for this council, and I assure you we do want to stay nonpartisan. May want to consider moving to a November election, but right now, yeah, we will stay nonpartisan. And without further ado, Denise wants to let everybody know that Senator Palaia loved to scratch off tickets. So she purchased some. Everybody can grab a scratch off. Enjoy yourself. Let's see if we hit it big today. And there's some food up here, so enjoy yourselves. I want to thank everybody for coming out. It's really, really been our pleasure to honor Senator Palaia today on what is his official day for the Township of Ocean. Tracy Berkowitz is back here also. She's our Township Manager's administrative assistant. We appreciate you coming out as well. Thank you very much.